on the line right now. Former Senator Rick Santorum of Pennsylvania, a Republican, all-around nice guy. Senator, thanks for joining us here this morning.
Well, thank you, Brian. Good to be on the show. I appreciate it. I listen to you when I'm in D.C.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so look, now you were a member of the United States Senate, that world's greatest deliberative body, and across the aisle, there sat a guy that you bumped into from time to time, sort of looks like Lurch. His name is Senator John Kerry. All right, so he's now the Secretary of State. He's going around the world. Every word that comes out of his mouth represents the United States and the policies of the administration. He gets behind closed doors at a meeting of the Trilateral Commission, and he uses the word apartheid to sort of suggest that is where Israel might be headed. Now, there's a lot of outrage about this in some circles. What should happen to the Secretary of State when he makes comparisons to the State of Israel, one of our strongest allies in the Middle East, and apartheid?
Well, unfortunately, I think it probably represents not just the Secretary of State, but this administration, which has been as hostile to Israel and insisting that Israel walk away from their own security concerns in order to give the President and the Secretary of State a deal that they want for political purposes. And thankfully, the State of Israel is not going to do that, and they're going to stand for their own security interests and make sure that the people there are safe. The country is doing exceptionally well. The economy is going great, and the opportunities for everybody, Arab and Israeli alike, are tremendous if the other side actually wanted to have peace. But this is not just John Kerry, in my opinion. This is the entire administration, and I don't think you're going to see anything of consequence happen to Kerry because I don't think the administration disagrees with it.
Well, some people are saying that John Kerry should resign over this. What do you think?
Well, I'm not one of these guys who goes and tells the president who to hire and who to fire, and so I would just say that it was a very destructive comment. It shows that John Kerry believes, as members of the left in America believe, that the heart of all the problems in the world is Israel. Because if you look at it, Brian, you've got a horrible situation in Ukraine. You look at Afghanistan. You look at Iran. You look at Iraq. You look at Syria. You look at Egypt. Look at all these hot spots around the world. And what does our Secretary of State spend all his time doing? Picking on beating up on Israel to get a peace deal, because I assume, and the only reason you could do that is I assume he believes that if he fixes this problem, all the other things are going to go away, that he accepts the anti-Israeli rant, that Israel is the focal point in the problem of world disunity, and if we can fix that, then everything will work out fine. Yeah. That's a lie, and unfortunately this administration naively has bought into it.
Well, you missed one other thing that he's busy doing, and that is not deciding what to do about the XL pipeline. But I digress.
Well, no, wait a minute. Didn't he go to Oklahoma, Cushing, Oklahoma, and say that he was going to do everything he could to make sure that this happened?
Actually,
did he not tell the truth in Cushing? Maybe I don't know.
That's exactly where I wanted to go with this. Senator Rick Santorum's our guest, and you've got a brand new book, Blue Collar Conservatives: Recommitting to an America That Works. And to me, the greatest blue collar issue out there right now for Republicans to seize on is the Keystone XL pipeline. Tell us how Republicans are not pushing this issue the way that they should to convert those blue collar votes.
Yeah, it's part of my book where I talk about the Keystone XL pipeline in the book, but I talk about energy in general. The idea that Republicans aren't out there talking energy all the time, not just because of the jobs created by the XL pipeline and by other pipelines and by energy exploration. Of course, that's great. But also, you're lowering the cost of energy. You're reducing our dependency on foreign oil. You help us from a national security point of view. If you lower the cost of energy, you take the fangs out of the people who are doing harm to us and to our allies over in the Middle East. This is a win-win issue across the board, and this should be a focal point. It also engages blue-collar workers in two ways. Number one, the energy jobs and lowering the cost of energy, but also manufacturing. Manufacturing, one of the key costs of manufacturing is energy, because manufacturers use a tremendous amount of energy. We lower the cost of energy in America. We create a much more attractive environment for manufacturers to locate here and to expand here. So it's a win across the board, and why we don't continue to pound on the president and make this a number one issue. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody else does.
Senator Rick Santorum, we learned so much about you when you ran for president in 2012, and one thing that I learned was that your Catholic faith is so important to you, and it does inform your worldview, and in many ways how you come down on certain positions as a politician. And I wonder, it happened last night. I don't know if you're up to speed on the story of the execution in Oklahoma last night. I don't want to throw something at you, but did you hear the story?
I did not. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
I've been doing radio interviews on the book all morning since the wee hours.
Quick thumbnail. It was a lethal injection, and it didn't go well. The convicted murderer had some medical problems. It went a little longer than expected. He had a heart attack while he was strapped down. But many people are looking at this as a reason why we should rethink how we carry out the death penalty in America and whether we should continue with the death penalty in America. And I wonder if you could express your views on that.
Well, I mean, this is an issue, candidly, I struggle with, and I've never been one that believes that this is something that I'm a big fan of, but at the same time, I understand the deterrent effect of the death penalty, and a sense that justice served in some respect for horrific crimes and for people who are dangerous, who should be removed from society, and so. You mentioned, the church's teaching on this is not that the death penalty is always wrong. I think recent popes have said that they don't believe in the death penalty, but the church still allows for prudential judgment in this area, and it's one that I struggle with. So all I would say is I'm not for expanding the death penalty, and I think looking to make sure that we make sure all the evidence is available, particularly DNA evidence, before we go and do executions is a wise thing, and they should be done clearly in the most humane fashion possible.
Senator Santorum, you've been an observer of the political scene, especially the Republican Party, and a big part of the Republican Party over the last decade or so. I wonder if you could just give us your quick impressions of Jeb Bush and the comments he's made recently about illegal immigration, and whether that is in keeping with the Republican platform and position on illegal immigration, and whether this makes him more qualified or less qualified to be a presidential candidate.
Well, it's interesting. In the book, I don't talk about, I don't talk about immigration, because I don't think that's a unifying message for Republicans. I think it's a political minefield. I think this is an issue that the Democrats want, not because they're trying to solve a problem. It's because they believe this is a great politically divisive issue. If they wanted to solve the issue of immigration, Barack Obama had the House and the Senate with a supermajority and never even proposed a bill. So I think we walk into this minefield at our peril, and it's not a huge issue among blue-collar Hispanics. It's not an issue among the Hispanic population that we have an opportunity and should have an opportunity to be able to communicate effectively, to say, hey, we have an opportunity to help you to rise on the economic ladder.
Right.
We need to talk about issues that I'm talking about in this book instead of divisive issues that play into the politics of the left of dividing people.
All right, so, you've got a book out, you're doing the media rounds. You got anything you want to tell us?
Yeah, go buy the book.
I was thinking about your future.
Well, look,
No.
I have a book out, and it's a prescription to help America. It's not a political book. It's an easy read for folks, particularly blue collar conservatives, and hopefully it's a unifying thing for the country. I think, as you know, you guys are here in Washington D.C. This is the most divisive president in the history of the country. We need someone who can unify, bring people from both sides of the aisle together, and I think this book does it, and we'll wait and see whether that's a good template for 2016.
You'll wait and see. Is there fire in the belly?
Well, hopefully you hear some passion here. I mean, there's, I really...
All right, I'll give up here. I know I'm not going to get the answer I was looking for. All right, Senator Rick Santorum, thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.